Infield, standing on the grass there all the way in. Squaring up to bunt. Safety squeeze, left side. Catcher's got it. Throwing back to third, and it's into the outfield. Turning back around and heading home is Hansen. Cruising into second base is Hayes, and Yale leads 4-0. More pressure on the Penn infield, and they're not in sync. Yale takes full advantage to score another run. 0-1, slugged out to left field. Backing up is Collins, to the track, to the wall, and Larson has hit one out of here. Garrett Larson, his second home run of the season, puts Yale up 3-0. 99 pitches, 79 strikes for Cohen. Here's pitch number 100 from the Yale senior. This one swung on, sent to right center field. Over is DePrima, and he makes the catch. Daniel Cohen has a complete game shutout. He retires the final 23 batters in order, and Yale wins 4-0. Swing and a miss. A big K from Big K. The 6'8" Davis Kahn. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Now Davis Hansen. Runners at the corners, 1 down. Yale captain awaits the first pitch from Matt Wilmarth. Squares up to bunt, lays it down right side. Wilmarth coming in, scooping toward the plate. Play there, safe at the plate. Jack Dower head first slide into home, and Yale takes a 9-7 lead. Here's the 2-2. In there, strike 3. Tate Evans continues to mow through this Harvard lineup. 2-0 Yale. We're halfway home. Now 1 down here in the 3rd. This one swung on. High drive, left field. Backing up Larson. To the track, to the wall, and that one's out of here. DJ Dillahay with his first home run of the year puts Brown up 4-0. 2-0 the Yale lead as we head into inning number 4. Alongside Chris Kostic, I'm Carter DeWeese. Happy to be with you here on a Sunday afternoon as we get a look at Tate Evans venturing into his 4th inning of work. Chris also navigating this Harvard lineup the 2nd time through the order. He was pretty successful through the first time. Hasn't allowed a hit yet. Only 1 base runner. How do you think that approach changes the 2nd time through the order?
Well, the first time through, he mixed in a lot of off speed to this Harvard lineup and kind of saw that the Crimson were kind of on those off-speed pitches, change-up sliders. So I wonder if Tate Evans is going to end up trying to go more fastball and try to get more blow-bys on these Crimson bats.
Yeah, all 3 of those strikeouts he got the first time through came on the slider, so we might see him turn up the heat a little bit. Tyler Shulman digs into that left-hand batter's box. It'll be Shulman, Colasante, and Lane. That's 2, 3, 4 in the Harvard order. First pitch changeup misses outside, 1-0. And for Evans, making his 3rd career start, he's looked pretty comfortable in his previous starts, working through the lineup for the 2nd and even the 3rd time. This one is whiffed on by Shulman.
And that's kind of just the comfortability that Brian Ham has in a guy like Evans, who's just so flexible where you can throw him in any sort of spot. A guy that you can have as a high leverage guy or someone that can eat up a ton of innings.
Swing and a miss on a sharp breaking ball, 1-2.
A guy that you can have go in for long relief. You could have him go in for the 5th and have him just finish the game itself. Obviously saw him only for 2 innings yesterday.
Yeah, seeing him here starting the rubber match of this series with Harvard and Yale splitting the Saturday doubleheader yesterday. 1-2. Can't quite get in through the back door, so Shulman stays alive 2-2. But we spoke earlier, Chris, about how this is a 3rd consecutive series where he's coming in relief on a Saturday and then started the game on Sunday. Doesn't seem to faze him like it would a whole lot of other pitchers. 2-2, whacked out into right field for a base hit. That one rolling. It's cut off by Miller in right field, making a big turnaround first to Shulman, and he will cruise into second base. Miller with a little bit of trouble over there in right. It's a leadoff double in the 4th inning for Tyler Shulman. First hit of the ball game for the Harvard Crimson.
This is one of the things that this Yale pitching staff has allowed a lot of this season is the extra base hits. And thankfully, in the case of Miller, that bobbled in and cost him an extra bag. That definitely would have been a double regardless.
Right, you might have had a play at second base, but you wouldn't expect to see an error right there. Gio Colasante up to bat, takes strike one.
Also now the first hit of the day for Harvard here in the fourth.
Yeah, so Shulman now in scoring position with nobody down here in the top of the fourth for Gio Colasante. Batting .278 coming into this one. 0-1. Slow ground ball foul. And Colasante, 2 hits yesterday in Game 2 after he pitched in Game 1. Picked up a win, allowed 2 runs and 6 innings of work, playing first base today.
Yeah, he's held pretty quiet in that first game.
0-2 from Evans. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Throw goes over to first base to take care of Gio Colasante.
He's held pretty quiet from the plate in Game 1, and so far quiet from the plate here in Game 3. Already down on strikes twice after going on strikes once yesterday. He was more of a factor in Game 2, but so far Tate Evans has, I mean, especially if you can get a guy like Colasante to be a non-factor in this type of series.
First pitch to Max Lane, line down the left field line, but foul. Nearly brought in a run for Harvard right there. Instead, it's 0-1.
Yeah, Lane able to turn on that breaking ball, and kind of what we were talking about at the top of the inning here was, you know, these Crimson bats are on top of these sliders and changeups so far.
Here's the 0-1. Tate Evans looks back to second. Now comes set and fires to the plate. Chopper right side. Played on 2 hops by DePrima. Brings it over to the first base bag for out number 2. Tyler Shulman advances to third base now with 2 down.
Good piece of hitting, just a little unlucky. It's a hard shot over to first, but no, that's kind of what you're looking for because it allows the runner on second to advance.
Yeah, you get a ground ball to the right side of the infield. Nice opposite field hitting, just didn't pick up the base hit. Here's Jordan Kang. Breaking ball misses inside 1-0. Kang with a ground out to third base in his first plate appearance back in inning number 2. Wearing number 13 in crimson. The 1-0. In there 1-1.
You know, even though he was hitless in his 7 previous games prior to Game 2, when he was able to get himself on with a base hit, that being a double, and then scored a run in the 8th inning of Game 2, he's still on a 9-game on-base streak.
Line drive up the middle, diving stop by Sloan, comes up, fires to first, in time. What a play from Colin Sloan. And Harvard leaves one stranded. We head to the home half of the fourth. 2-0 Yale. Let's take another look at this play from Colin Sloan, Yale shortstop, Chris.
Boy, what a play. That's a SportsCenter top 10 web gem right there. Great job by DePrima to able to get the scoop. Bang play over at first base, and love to see that out of Sloan as well. Had a couple miscues over at short yesterday, including one where he had a potential diving catch that just went over his glove into center field in Game 1. And you love to see that. And lo and behold, he's got a chance to do some damage here in the home half of the fourth. He's batting third, due up.
That is a definition of full extension.
Or pardon me, batting second, due up.
Batting second, due up. So he robs Harvard of a base hit and a run batted in there in the top of the fourth. Now we head in to the home half. Have Davis Kahn back on the mound, the first year out of Milton, Massachusetts. Came in last inning and forced a double play. Although Yale did score another run after he came in. He'll face 5, 6, 7 in this Yale lineup. But Davis Kahn looked pretty good in his first inning of work, Chris.
Yeah, pretty solid. And I think the biggest thing, obviously, outside of the base hit from Larson is he was able to induce a ground ball double play. Ended up scoring a run, but was able to limit the damage.
Squaring up to bunt and laying it down foul is Jackson Hayes. 0-1 the count.
which that's going to, didn't mention, officially closing the book now on Alagaband. 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
Oh, 1 scoring to bunt once again, laying it down the third base line. Kahn grabs it from the pitcher's mound, fires over to first in time. Going against his momentum, Davis Kahn making the play.
Just goes to show the type of athlete Kahn is. Such a powerful arm. And this is obviously one of those weird plays where ball ends up kind of being in no man's land. And normally you would just let the third baseman take this or the third baseman being Kang in this instance, because he's got the momentum going to the bag. But heck of a play from Kahn to get out number 1.
Some more nice infield defense here at Busch Field in New Haven. We saw this man, Colin Sloan, who's at the plate, make an excellent play in the top of the 4th. A dazzling defensive display. Slow number here over to third. Kang grabs it on the run and fires over to first for out number 2. So we saw Sloan throwing out Kang to end the top of the 4th. Now Kang gets a little bit of revenge, throws out Sloan here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, an easy enough play for him, but easy enough in the sense of it being a ground ball or a soft grounder.
Didn't have to dive full extension onto the turf, right? Yeah.
But Sloan can really, much like most of these guys in the lineup, can really move up the line. So it's going to be a tough play, a tough throw to get him out over at first. But so far, so good for Kahn.
Comes up here against Chase Chaplin. Thrust into the Yale lineup this weekend in left field today with Garrett Larson as the designated hitter. 1-0 in there at the knees, even count. Chaplin singled back in inning number 2. Davis Kahn looks into his catcher Wilson. 1-1. Played on one hop over there at short by Rickheim. Long throw over to first in time for out number 3. Some nice infield defense here in the 4th inning. We head to the 5th. Yale still leading 2-0.